Hey guys, this is Dean, editing Dean from the future in a crappy hotel room with my iPhone, so sorry for the bad audio. I just wanted to give you guys a note ahead of time that this is going to be a very highly visual episode where we're going over the different video releases from the UFO documents from the Department of War. So I recommend you check this episode out on our YouTube. We do comment on stuff, but there's going to be quite a bit of silence as we check out what these videos have to offer. So maybe awkward for an audio only experience. So yeah, check us out on YouTube. And now back to the show.
Welcome to Duality Check, the podcast where two brothers embark on a journey through the realms of scientific inquiry, the mysteries of the past, and the uncharted frontiers of spirituality. Join us as we explore the wonders of our world and beyond, all while embracing the roles of curious bystanders rather than experts. Together, we'll unravel the tapestry of existence, blending the dichotomies of knowledge and wonder. Get ready to question, ponder, and delve into the dualities that shape our understanding of reality on Duality Check. I'm Drew.
I'm Dean, and welcome to episode number 101.
Don't do the math.
Yeah, maybe 102, but
101.
We will always be thrown off now because of what we did, but
yeah. It's all
101.
Episode of 101.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed meeting our family.
Yeah.
If you listened to the last episode,
that was a fun one to do.
Yeah.
We'll probably do it again.
I know. I'm looking forward to making that a semi-regular thing.
Yeah, even if just a couple times a year, it'd be awesome to do.
Totally.
Yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed that. It's this week is I guess we're in the week. This is Saturday 9th. Saturday the May 9th. Today that we're recording this.
And just two days ago.
Yesterday, I think is when they actually released them.
Was it yesterday? It was.
Yeah.
Huh?
So yesterday, the Department of War under Trump released
the first
a bunch,
batch.
A first wave of UFO files. Some of which we've heard and seen, at least heard about.
Right.
People from first-handed witnesses or people who at least were first-hand people who saw this information within the government and were trying to get it out to the public. Yeah,
there's an interesting assortment of files in there. So there's a bunch of like PDFs and like files. Seemingly, some of the ones I've seen are clearly someone within the government, like collecting news items on UFOs. So, like, there's newspaper clippings and stuff. That's even though the files are like stamped classified, they're not classified because they're newspaper articles.
Public. Yeah, I think maybe the classified nature of it is the fact that they're collecting it.
Sure.
Why they would be collecting it, right?
So we've got a bunch of documents. We've got a bunch of images.
And some videos, right?
A bunch of videos, about 30 or so. Something like that. Maybe need less than that.
And I've only seen clips of them, so I want to go over them and watch them live together for a lot of these.
Yeah, so we've got the Department of War website pulled up, and we can actually go through all the videos. Yep. There's some really interesting stuff related to the Apollo missions in there, too.
Yeah. There's the one with the lights in a triangle.
Yeah, there's some images and video from them. And then there's also debriefings from Apollo 11, Apollo 17. I think
from the astronauts?
Yeah, I think even from one of the Gemini missions.
Oh, wow.
Which is before Apollo.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm excited to go over some of that. we also, this is probably going to be the full episode, but maybe, so if not this episode, but I also have the Book of Enoch pulled up so that we can start going into that. But like I said, we probably won't get to that today with the amount of UFO stuff we have to go over.
Yeah, even just to get it into the zeitgeist, more into the knowledge of people, everyday people who are just scrolling on the internet, unaware of everything going on. Bring some awareness to stuff that's going on.
So,
the Book of Enoch is going to be a fun one. So, next episode, at least, we're going to have to do that.
I've been a fun one. Listening to it while working. And it's like someone posted it on YouTube with like an AI voice reading it. And so, like, they mispronounced some of the words, which like
that'll get under your skin.
A little maddening, but it is essentially a much more detailed account of this whole interaction between the Watchers and humanity that is talked about a little bit in the Bible, but it goes in a lot more detail than the Bible does. So it's pretty fun to go over.
Yeah. That'll be good. That'll be cool to read on here.
So why don't we get started then? Because we have a ton to go over.
Maybe we can play a handful of these X.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I had this for the last episode, and I thought this was kind of fascinating. So this isn't related to UFOs, but why don't you guys check this out? This is a post by Jay Anderson. Here, let me make this image bigger. So check this out. He points out this. This is one of those from some temple in Egypt. I would assume, because they do these like rubbings where they'll like go in and they'll like rub,
trace it all out,
and then. Yeah, anyway, to make copies of whatever engravings are on the walls. But he's pointing out here some interesting correlations between what appears like the shape of inside Khufu's pyramid with this carving. I thought this was pretty interesting. You see
so it's relating the shafts.
You got this figure in the middle kneeling with ankhs hanging on its arms, his arms up, and you can see they've sort of circle colored similar shapes, right? So the arms up, you got the shafts coming down, and then this ankh type thing, what looks like almost like, what is that, like a transform, like, you know, some kind of weird shape coming off the base of the ankh. Seems to correlate with I guess they call that the relieving chamber.
Yeah, the big tower looking one.
Yeah, over the king's chamber. And then the sort of slanted passage that goes up towards the king's chamber could be interpreted as the legs of the kneeling god there.
Yeah.
And then you've got the other figure below sort of laying down at this angled position, and you could interpret these other chambers going down underground as being part of that figure. That seems a little more of a stretch to me.
Yeah, I would say a little more of a stretch. I think they're including the underground stuff when it doesn't necessarily have to be. But I do see that.
Well, if you were to follow this as a map, I wonder if there are yet to be discovered chambers that would represent the angle of the legs of that figure.
Maybe, yeah.
Because if that turns out to be true, then this is even more fascinating.
Yeah. And even above all of that, almost as if the shape of the pyramid itself is like another being that is like covered in stars, it looks like.
Right.
Representing like the night sky or even just the body of the pyramid.
It makes me feel, it sort of gives me the vibes of like Atlas, like holding up the world, but it's like this figure holding up the night sky.
Yeah. It looks like the moon above their head.
Yeah. And then, these boats riding on the stars.
Yeah. Interesting.
I wonder what the sort of standard Egyptological interpretation of this is. Anyway, I came across it.
They would probably say it's the journey to the afterlife. It's like a physical, like the pyramid itself is a physical embodiment of the journey to the afterlife, and maybe its construction or the way it's built is meant to help the soul as it goes into the next realm.
Yeah. What's interesting about this is that the shape of the sky with the stars, right? This figure that's being held up. You can see the laying down figure below is like reaching outside of it.
Yeah. To touch this like sigil.
Is it like almost like a fish shaped thing there?
Yeah. It's like a shield shape.
It's another figure with like one of those fish hats.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see that now. And then it says, it almost looks like VIP above it. Very important person.
Dude, it does. Anyway, yeah.
Hey, that's interesting.
I don't know what to make of this, but pretty cool. Pretty cool correlation. Anyway. Let's see what else we got.
We can skip that for now.
This, okay.
Yeah.
This goes with it. So
this will be a perfect segue.
Egypt stuff.
So if you go up to the top here and then click read more.
Okay.
So this is Warren Burdick. I don't know all of his, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know all of his qualifications.
Sure.
This is an idea of the Giza plateau and like the greater Giza, complex being like a manifold. And it says the internal engine. It says,
sorry, I just wanted to see if the picture went further left and right there.
So this is, I am an Iron Range. Oh, so here he goes. He's an Iron Range painter and contractor, and he's been mapping internal veins of the Giza hub. This isn't a tomb. It's a 15-bar steady state hydraulic pump. The Grand Gallery is a pulse conduit for vertical lift, and the King's Chamber is an acoustic ion separator. We aren't looking at a mystery. We're looking at the fossilized planetary utility that was sanded up by flood reversal. And it says the full technical filing of this is below, basically. So he's... if we just look at the picture now, we can kind of surmise what he's talking about here.
So I don't understand what's supposed to be the source of the water here, though.
I think the Nile was meant to be the source.
Huh.
Like some sort of a flooding, or I guess it's saying that it's pumping.
It's showing water coming in below the chin of the Sphinx.
So there is talk about there being some sort of like waterway underneath, right?
Well, definitely there's some sort of tunnels below the Sphinx.
But that there might have been, or there is some sort of flowing water like deep underground, or some sort of pocket of water.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's speculation of that. So if that's true, or maybe this is even back when it was raining a lot, like if the pyramids were actually go back, deeper into history than we think.
Or I've heard some people theorize that the Sphinx was originally set up and intended to like be sitting like a lion bathing or like laying in water.
So maybe it was just like... Anyway, it makes it sound like just looking at the flow of water, it looks like it's going downhill, not up.
Yeah, I don't have enough like plumbing and like fluid dynamics knowledge to understand if this sort of diagram shows something functional.
Right. Well, it kind of makes it sound like it's pulling water up into the pyramid.
Yeah, well, like some of these shafts have arrows pointing both directions.
Right.
So, like it seems like there's water meant to come out of the Great Pyramid.
Or that's the drain off after it's already, like, because I feel like this diagram goes further left because we're missing some information there.
It seems to be.
Here we go. So the Mediterranean salt flats, solar evaporation sump. So that's where the water's coming from, it seems like. Oh, it says discharge lines, though. But it does have in arrows.
Yeah. Well, discharge from the Mediterranean.
Oh, yeah. So these are high velocity lines. So these are like tunnels being pumped from the mechanism of the pyramids, deep underground probably, where it's like the pressure of it is pumping it down through these shafts, and then it's being pulled up into the pyramids separately, and then released down into maybe to the Giza plateau, into the Nile.
And then it's showing a main feed on the right side there coming in.
Right. That looks like it could be coming from the Nile.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of this. But it's a cool idea. I would like to see someone who like put this together, talk about it, and explain it. Yeah. I'm fascinated. I don't know
how this works.
If all these channels are just hypothesized.
Right, or if they're actually being discovered now.
Right. I know there is a lot of underground structures under the Giza Plateau, but I don't know if they make this sort of formation or not.
Right. Or if they're even actually connected.
Right. Yeah. And then how would this connect to like the Filippo Biondi mechanism of the big chasms below the pyramids?
Yeah, I mean, maybe because this is showing two-dimensional, you know, obviously. So, like, it's hard to know what this would really look like three-dimensionally.
Right.
Like, this gives you a better idea, but it's still just the cross-section.
Yeah. Well, and they're not really consistent, too. Like, this upper part of this image seems to show something different than this part on, I don't know, seems like someone maybe threw this together, but I don't really understand what's going on here. I would be very interested to learn more. So maybe we take a look at this Warren Burdick guy.
Yeah, because Randall Carlson was the one who posted that.
He only has one video that says Grandma Rudy's house.
Yeah, it looks like he posted it onto Randall Carlson's timeline, and then Randall like reposted it or something.
Yeah. Fascinating. Cool.
I would love to hear more. If any of you just looking at that know what that might do, let us know.
Yeah, or if you've seen more on this, it can point us to some more material about it. Hub pre-shift manifest, steady state hydraulic active flow, I think is maybe what it says there. But
yeah, we're definitely missing information there, unfortunately.
Very cool. You save some other stuff here.
Yeah, so maybe before we get into the UFO stuff, because this is kind of in that vein too, we go to the next one. And this is just another kind of cool. This is
about the origin of consciousness.
Yeah, so what was this guy's name? I had it in there.
It says David Bohm up here.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
so he's a physicist, and this is his idea on the origin of consciousness.
All right, let's check it out.
Origin of consciousness. Where did it come from? Was there a time when there was no consciousness? Well, I don't think it originates in time. You see, I think it's a potential of the whole universe. Wholeness will arise between us all in participation rather than separately.
But if you went as a hermit into a cave...
Well, you still have nature.
That's true.
We are internally related to everything, not externally related. Consciousness is an internal relationship to the whole. We take in the whole and we act toward the whole. And that internal, whatever we have taken in, determines basically what we are. I read somewhere that the hunter-gatherers would get all their food in about 15 hours a week. And we have not yet approached anything like that. We need to set aside some time for this. We need a period of emptiness and quiet where we can go into this. I don't think that there is such thing as original sin, and There's no evidence that people in the hunter-gatherer society were all that competitive. But the more you made society big and you had organization, you had to get to the top. The people on the bottom would suffer. There was a drive to compete, naturally.
And do you think that perhaps the desire to compete is a weakness?
Not a weakness, that's a mistake. What is the real origin of consciousness?
The desire to compete, not a weakness, but a mistake. I don't know. See, but it depends on what people mean by competition, right? Like, it's this kind of comes from this view that everything's a zero-sum game, that
because you
one
got
person having something means that someone else doesn't, and that doesn't necessarily track with the way economics works from like an Austrian perspective, because from an Austrian perspective, competition is about fulfilling the needs of the people who will be the receivers of whatever's being produced. And so competition amongst businesses is a natural mechanism to make the consumer win in an ideal, properly functioning, healthy economy, not in this.
Yeah, but like a worldwide economy where you're talking about, like, there are people who are, because all these different societies around the world have different ways of living, and they have different ways of, they have different just morals in the way of, like, you know, health and safety for their workers, right? So like you have one business who is willing to starve and you know and take advantage of their workforce. In turn, they're producing something that people do want, but the competition of the business is what's driving the ability, the will to put down the people in order to get what they want at a best price.
It's adding economic pressure to find a way to produce the good at the cheapest possible price, right? So that you could sell it at a lower price and then out-compete your competitors.
Yeah.
Right?
At a local level, it's healthy, but on a global way, in a global economy.
I see what you're saying, but I still disagree. I think only because we have these states all over that allow deals, they basically allow there to be a tiered legal system where people who have money and power and can work deals with politicians get rules and laws tweaked in their favor that allow them to abuse people towards their economic goals. But if you didn't have these organizations of these states, then you wouldn't have this legal system you could then exploit as a business in order to use as a piece of competition to take advantage of people.
Well, then I do think that he's not wrong in saying it's a mistake, right? Like, they're on a local, like, homogeneous kind of society where everybody is working for the greater goal, you know, like, you have some strength, I have some strength, let's work together to make sure that everybody's kind of, but once you go broader and you're dealing with people that have different morals and ethics, and they, like, when you're talking about competing countries, like, I feel like unless everybody was working towards the same goal, it's hard to have that same level of where the competition doesn't lead to somebody struggling in order for the rest to,
I guess,
you can get ahead, you know?
I'm arguing from my sort of like libertarian anarchist nerd brain saying, well, it's not
in an ideal situation.
Yeah. In today's society, in today's world, the competition, but it's not, I don't think it's economics and competition that is the root of the issues. I think it's the institutionalized states that we have set up all over the place that allow for legal systems that allow people to be taken advantage of.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, they're
the states are there to protect the people at the top of those states, right? Like, and the people who pay the politicians, the people who lobby for them, the people, they're not there for the most part taking care of the little guy. Like, that's not their highest value.
Right.
And so because of that, and I would say it's really these political organizations that we give all this power to, that is, when you combine the existence of those with competing businesses, well, what is a business in competition going to do? It's going to take advantage of what it can take advantage of to win that competition. And if there's this institution there, you can go make deals with, pay off, and get rules written in a way that benefits you. You're going to do that. Yeah. But is it the competing businesses that are the source of the issue, or is it the fact that there's this institution that has godlike powers and can allow them to manipulate and take advantage of people? That's the real issue. But I don't think that's really the...
No, I don't think
that was just the thing that was tacked on at the end.
Yeah.
But I do question. I think his main thing is talking about, like, what is consciousness? He's talking about this idea that consciousness is primary.
And that what we experience, everything else that we experience, is the, agreement that we all make. That we are participating in the existence, and so everything else comes out of the consciousness, not consciousness coming out of everything else. Yeah,
it seems to me like he's sort of pointing out this like cyclical Ouroboros sort of like infrastructure or design pattern of the universe, where like consciousness creates reality, and from consciousness everything is unity, everything is one, everything is source, right? Dipping into this physical world where everything is seemingly separate, right? And that the goal in this sort of physical existence is to then work back towards the unity that created it all. And so in a way, like, I see that sort of symmetry.
Yeah. Or it's just a spiral, right? It's like it had a starting point and it spirals outward. And it may never necessarily reconnect to the beginning, but it will, in some cyclical fashion, come back to
out in a fractal pattern or some sort.
And in a new way, learn more and more about itself as it continues and it evolves and it grows. Because I don't think that there's a point where we're just going to start over and forget everything that we had ever, Yeah. I think it's more of like we're just spiraling, however that might look in the macro.
So on a, like, semi-related but not really topic, I was driving today and I was listening to this interview with Chase Hughes. You know who he is? He's pretty cool, dude. He's got some really good videos on like consciousness and like the nature of reality, and he's done a lot of different topics over the years, but he seems to be on this sort of like consciousness kick right now, which is very cool. Apparently he got to be part of one of these DMTx experiences.
Is that the intravenous one?
Yeah, it's the intravenous extended state DMT. And he was kept in the DMT realm for 5 hours. Whoa. Which is crazy.
My gosh.
And so he had some really interesting stuff to say, and I only like cracked into a little bit of it, but I just wanted to point it out because it's super cool. And I guess he got to work with Andrew Gallimore on it. No
way.
And there was something really interesting that he brought up that Andrew Gallimore is like working on. Because Andrew Gallimore, his goal is to like figure out what this DMT realm, state, realm is. He wants to like map it, right?
Yeah.
But there's this real challenge with bringing back information from there. It just
deteriorates quickly.
When you're there, it all makes sense and you're just being told all these things. But when you come back, it's like sucking the ocean through a garden hose. You just can't do it, right?
Yeah.
And you have to
it has to get channeled down onto our earthly plane through our language, through your ability to hold in your little human noggin.
Yeah.
So apparently one of the things that Andrew Gallimore is testing right now is the use of Alzheimer's drugs in combination with the extended state DMT as a way to sort of enhance memory formation.
Interesting.
To hopefully make it so that people can bring more back with them or hold on to it for longer.
Because otherwise it's going to take forever. If you're just getting a piece of information and then they're just like, that's all I got. I got to go back in.
Yeah. But he also talked about some ideas that was very similar to my experience with like talking about coming back here, being like throwing on a VR helmet and like, boom, you're back in the game. And it's cool. It's a cool immersive video game, but it's when you take the helmet off, like everything is so much more real than with the helmet on. And that experience just really resonated with me when he was talking about it. So anyway, I'm like 20 minutes into it and it's like a couple hours of him being interviewed about it all. So I'm super excited to get into it more.
That's cool. Yeah. You said Chris Hughes?
Chase Hughes. I'll leave a link in this week so you can check it out.
Nice.
Why don't we take our first break and we'll come back and maybe dive into some UFOs.
All right, sounds good. We'll see y'all in a minute.
I've been caught in a storm before. You turned and said to me I was out past the shore, sailing towards a dream, and I promised myself that I never sail one step off my coast. Among the things to say, among the things to say, among the things to say, among the things to say. Say I would take you on, I take you on, I take you on. Say I would take you on, take you on, I take you on. Once I was lost in the woods, you slowly start to say rain beat down where I stood, as I tried to find my way, and I swore to myself that I never said one step off my path. Among the things to say, among the things to say, among the things to say, among the things to say. Say I would take you on, I take you on, I take you on. Say I would take you on, take you on, I take you on. Say I would take you on, I take you on, I take you on. Say I would take you on, take you on, take you on. I was on the shore and standing at the wooden exit door, 'cause it was you that I was waiting for. Yeah, that was me standing on the shore and knocking at the wooden exit door, 'cause it was you that I was waiting for. I would take you on, I 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 take you
So, why don't we hop into these Department of War releases?
Yeah, so this is on their website, right?
Yeah. So,
Want to read this real quick?
Sure. Yeah, this is
DNI Tulsi Gabbard. She's a Department of National Intelligence.
She's retweeting the Department of War's original post here.
And she says, the American people have long sought transparency about the government's knowledge of unidentified aerial phenomena. Under President Trump's leadership, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence is actively coordinating with intelligence communities' declassification efforts with the Department of War to ensure a careful, comprehensive, and unprecedented review of our holdings to provide the American people with maximum transparency. Today's release is the first in what will be an ongoing joint declassification and release effort.
Right. And so the idea being that what they've released so far is just the first wave, and I believe they're supposed to be releasing more every 2-3 weeks. They're supposed to be dropping more on there.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder why they can't release it all at once. Maybe just they're going through it all one by one.
Yeah.
Even then, that doesn't give me confidence. That makes me think that they're trying to hide,
they're trying to sanitize it all, right? Yeah. Make sure nothing slips out that's not supposed to.
Which I get, but it's also like it doesn't look good.
Right. So this is the Department of War, or it's war.gov/UFO, which is where you can go to find all this.
Based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, and unidentified flying objects, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. God bless America. That was his initial.
That was after the whole Obama thing.
Yeah.
So that's February 19th, 26. So it says here, the directive. In response to President Donald J. Trump's directive for transparency on U.S. government information regarding unidentified anomalous phenomena, the Department of War, with support from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, is overseeing government-wide efforts to expeditiously find, review, identify, declassify, and publicly release unresolved UAP-related records and historical documents in the federal government's possession. This is an unprecedented historic undertaking that requires coordination between dozens of agencies and the review of tens of millions of records, many existing only on paper, spanning many decades. Given the scope of this task, the Department of War will be releasing new materials on a rolling basis as they are discovered, declassified, with tranches posted every few weeks. The materials archived here are unresolved cases, meaning the government is unable to make a definitive determination that's important on the nature of the observed phenomena. So it's not saying that these are all aliens. It's saying that these are things that have not been definitively classified.
Yeah, but I also want to point out their use of unresolved cases, like their terminology there makes me believe that they can, something that is resolved could also be something that they know about and that they don't want to show because it's, they know what it is.
Such a good point. Yeah, because okay, so you see something weird in the sky. And if it is found to be a drone or the planet Venus or a weather balloon or aircraft, then that becomes resolved, right? Mm-hmm. Those aren't UAPs. If there's something captured and it's determined to actually be an alien or a non-human entity.
Those are also resolved.
Right. Only if it's something that hasn't been definitively identified.
Because by definitive, they're basically going to release all of the stuff that doesn't show definitive proof of anything.
That sure sounds like what the wording is implying, huh?
Yeah.
Huh. That's such a good point, and that's actually going to tie in nicely with what we're going to go over today.
Yep.
Okay, so continuing on, says this can occur for a variety of reasons, including a lack of sufficient data, and the Department of War welcomes the application of private sector analysis, information, and expertise. DOW will continue to conduct separate reporting on resolved UAP cases as mandated by statute. Under this administration, we will pursue the truth and share our findings with the American people.
Okay, so you put a little bit in there to say that the resolved ones will be separately reporting on.
Yeah.
It says the Department of War will continue to conduct separate reporting on resolved UAP cases.
As mandated by statute.
So
but
because
what is mandated by statute?
I think it technically what they're making it sound like is the statute that Trump made. I don't know if it's an actual statute though. If the statute is that they can't give away any kind of knowledge on something that might be national security.
Right. And if anything,
That's
determined to be not of this world or actually from some sort of alien in the broadest scope of the term alien, right? Not of human origin, is that if it is everything that is determined to be that just like born classified?
Yeah. I mean, it sure sounds like it, at least since the 40s, right?
Right. Okay, so then it's release 1, cleared for release, May 8th, 2026. You want to read that one?
The statement says the Department of War is in lockstep with President Trump to bring unprecedented transparency regarding our government's understanding of unidentified anomalous phenomena. I hate how they keep changing it, aerial, anomalous.
Yeah.
Justifies these files hidden behind classifications have long fueled justified speculation, and it's time the American people see it for themselves. This release of declassified documents demonstrates the Trump administration's earnest commitment to unprecedented transparency. This is from United States Secretary of War Pete Hegseth.
All right. So, and then we get into the files themselves, and we got 17 pages of things here. So you can actually, kind of nice, you can click these headers and sort. So you can sort by incident date. Looks like it goes back to 1950 or 48.
Let's go as far back as it goes.
Actually here, I think 48. That's weird.
Yeah, it's like picking a decade.
Yeah, let's check this out. So that also has incident locations. You can sort by the location.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And then you can sort by the type. So you can do
for pictures or videos.
Right. So we'll end up using this to go through videos, but let's check out whatever this has from 1948. So it's got little some metadata here attached to each thing. So this says an Air Force intelligence report from November 1948 related to unidentified flying objects and flying saucers.
So you'd have to download the actual file, it looks like.
Yeah, well, you just click it and it pops up the PDF.
So it looks like we got a top secret classification document from the Directorate of Intelligence, Headquarters, U.S. Air Force, Pentagon, and Washington.
Top Top secret.
Summary extracts from TT number 1524 US AF A2. Okay.
Submitted for information. All items have been distributed to AFO AI.
Okay, here we go. To General Cabell. We now have one complete set of all reports prepared by special intelligence organizations of the European Command from its conception to present date. We are forwarding these reports for your inspection and final disposition. We are of the opinion the inspections of these reports will lend weight to the arguments allowing Air Force funds to this organization. Advise caution in utilizing these reports as most of them were forwarded as received. Okay. There we go.
From 010B, the following report on unidentified aircraft sighting comes from the 307th Bohm Group, which participated in Operation Dagger. Unidentified aircraft was sighted by 3 crews of the group at 1402Z September 5th, 1948, off west coast of Holland. And it gives...
They're all at 30,000 feet. When it first sighted, the unidentified AC was cruising at a normal jet speed, heading 120 degrees. Soon after seeing, AC began leaving smoke trails and condensation trails, accompanied by sudden acceleration and climb.
AC probably meaning aircraft.
Yeah.
General agreed by observers that it was a single jet-propelled aircraft employing probably rocket assists with tremendous reserve power, more than normal cruising speed for jets of 1947 variety. Never within identification range, its course did not indicate its purpose. Our evaluation of the above, B-2.
B-2 bomber?
Yeah, I don't know. End of unsafe item. Okay, so for some time we have been concerned by the recurring reports of flying saucers. They periodically continue to crop up. During the last week, one was observed hovering over Neubiberg Air Base about 30 minutes. They have been reported by so many sources and from such a variety of places that we're convinced that they cannot be disregarded and must be explained on some basis, which is perhaps slightly beyond the scope of our present intelligence thinking. What does it say at the top of this? You say 14. Huh. When officers of this directorate recently visited the Swedish Air Intelligence Service, this question was put to the Swedes. Their answer was that some reliable and fully technically qualified people have reached the conclusion that these phenomena are obviously the result of a high technical skill which cannot be credited to any presently known culture on Earth. They are therefore assuming that these objects originate from... lost my spot.
From some previously unknown or unidentified technology, possibly outside the Earth.
One of these objects was observed by a Swedish technical expert near his home on the edge of a lake. The object crashed or landed in the lake, and he carefully noted its azimuth from his point of observation. Swedish intelligence was sufficiently confident in his observation that a naval salvage team was sent to the lake. Operations were underway during the visit of USAF officers. Divers had discovered a previously uncharted crater in the floor of the lake. No further information is available, but we have been promised knowledge of the results. In their opinion, the observation was reliable, and they believe that the depression on the floor of the lake, which did not appear on current hydrographic charts, was in fact caused by a flying saucer. Although accepting this theory of the origin of these objects poses a whole new group of questions and puts much of our thinking in a charged light. We are inclined not to discredit entirely this somewhat spectacular theory. Meantime, keeping an open mind on the subject. What are your reactions?
Whoa. Okay.
So, yeah, that's a little juicy.
Yeah.
Looks like just one more page of this one. Let's check this out.
Says he also knows of a Soviet-built radar set located near Kolomia airfield, near the town of Kolomia. This type set is called Reddit, whatever. Reddit.
Reddit.
He believes personnel of this set to be array. What's that?
Army.
To be Army assigned to PVO, but it is not certain. His regiment conducted flying cooperation exercises with this set, presumably to train the set operators, since the set was first located in Kolomia in spring 1947. His aircraft in October 1948 lost the set on such an exercise at a distance of 150 kilometers and altitude of 1,200 meters. Following instructions, he then climbed to 3,000 meters. When the set again picked him up, he states he believed this type set is standard throughout the PVO, and that he believes its maximum range is to be 1,500 kilometers.
150.
150 kilometers, because no training flights of greater distances were ever undertaken. Further details will be sought.
What's this PVO acronym? All TU2 of 63 Regiment are fitted with IFF Type S CH-C4 located in the tail of the aircraft and operated by a switch in the radio operator's compartment. Further, experiments with airborne radar, a tail warning device, were carried out in 1947 and TU2 of his regiment. This equipment involved the installation of a small external array. Sets were removed after a few days of testing, but results were understood to have been satisfactory. On the subject of Kolomia Airfield, this field is currently apparently simply a level pasture. 600 meters NS by 1,400 meters EW. So north-south,
east-west.
Yeah. But a paved runway is being constructed outside the north boundary of the airfield. No details are known to subject, as work has just commenced. The airfield currently has no installations. Aircraft are parked in the open and fuel is brought directly to the aircraft from the town of Kolomia, 7 kilometers to the west, by tank trucks. Another interesting fact is the arrival of the TU-2 with only a crew of 3 and without the dorsal turret machine gun in place, nor any place on the aircraft. Subject states that the air gunner sergeants who should occupy this 4th position are on duty with the regiment but are engaged in fatigue details and rarely carried on training flights. Subject believes the TU-2 to be manufactured in a factory in Moscow and it is noted that a plaque in the aircraft stated that it had been produced in factory number 19. A fuller report will shortly be underway based on interrogation conducted so far, and many more details are expected to be obtained in the next week or two, with both pilot and navigator being interrogated. So this page just looks like it's some sort of intelligence operation on an aircraft in an airfield.
Yeah, in Kolomia.
Which doesn't seem to be UAP related, but it's this page here that that's talking about.
Well, I'm wondering if it's the same officers or the same people who are conducting the intelligence, because a lot of times what they would do is fly over these places, and like that's why that second page is like describing where aircraft are positioned and like what it looks like on the base kind of thing.
Yeah.
That might be what they're doing, and they're seeing these UFO during that time, maybe.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, cool. Well, we got tons of documents in this release, which we obviously don't have time to go through all of them.
We should watch some videos and see some pictures.
Let's go through the videos. All right, so we'll just go top to bottom with sorted by videos here.
Newest to oldest, or oldest
well, I don't know if you can sort by if you can do date and then type. If it still keeps the date sort.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go down to them.
All right.
There we go. Gemini.
Yeah.
1965.
All right. So the first one here, NASA UAP D3A Gemini 7 audio excerpt from 1965. Says this audio recording contains air-to-ground communications and the NASA Public Affairs audio feed with commentary recorded during the flight of the Gemini 7 mission. In this excerpted segment of audio, astronaut Frank Borman reports to NASA Mission Control in Houston his sighting of an unidentified object, which he refers to as a bogey. This sighting, which occurred on December 5th, 1965, the dialogue includes Borman's initial report as well as additional comments by astronaut Jim Lovell, Borman's fellow crew member. So let's check this out.
Gemini Control here again. Earlier in the flight, you'll recall at the start of the second revolution, we had a reference to several objects that the crew spotted. This was in the area of Antigua. Due to a mechanical breakdown, we did not have that portion of the tape available for you. This was a line breakdown between Building 30 and our news center in Building 6. Since then, we have dubbed a tape off the master tape here in the control center, and we are now prepared to play it for you. It contains references to sighting not only some particles, but as well as an unidentified object, plus the booster. Here's that tape. We'll play it for you now.
Gemini 7 here, Houston, out of your 8.
Loud and clear. 7, go ahead.
Bogey at 10 o'clock high.
This is Houston. Say again, 7.
So we have a bogey at 10 o'clock high.
Roger. Gemini 7, is that the booster or is that an actual sighting?
That's already interesting.
Is it an actual sighting? So they are aware of something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, let's keep going.
Looks like the 3 up here, actual sighting.
Actual sighting.
You have any more information, estimated distance or size?
And we also have the booster in sight.
Understand you also have the booster in sight, Roger.
And we have very, very many, looks like hundreds of little particles going by to the left out about 3 to 4 miles.
Understand you have many small particles going by on the left. At what distance?
4 miles. Large, looks like perhaps a vehicle that's disintegrated.
Hear that?
Roger.
Yeah. Some sort of system in there. So they see the booster. They see a bunch of particles, which is probably like fuel or condensation or something like that floating in space.
Yeah.
Maybe reflecting, so it looks like these, shining dots or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then some other object that they said is a sighting.
They called it a bogey.
Right.
And it is a sighting. Confirmed it is a sighting.
Do you understand they're about 3 to 4 miles away?
They're past now. They're going to polar orbit.
Polar orbit?
Roger, and understand they were about 3 to 4 miles away?
Traffic cleared, Mike. No further.
Roger. Gemini 7, Houston, were these particles in addition to the booster and the bogey at 10 o'clock high? Roger.
7, this is, Houston, this is 7.
Go ahead.
I have the booster on my side as a brilliant body in the sun against a black background and with billions of particles around it.
Roger, what direction is it from you?
It's about at my 2 o'clock position.
Does that mean it's ahead of you?
It's affirmative. Ahead of us, 2 o'clock, slowly tumbling.
Roger.
Are they going to talk more about the bogey?
Probably not.
I hope so, if it's
this long.
Yeah.
OS 91.
911? What?
Another minute and a half.
Interesting.
Come on, guys, talk.
Gonna give us 2 minutes of dead air.
Yeah, right. Horrible radio hosts.
We would never.
Oh, Fox 91.
Yeah.
Oh, Fox 1. 91, say again.
Guess that was it.
Gemini Control here again. The reference in that conversation to the third unidentified object, of course, the third object was Bogey. There were several references to the Bogey. This is the unidentified object in addition to particles which appear to be headed in a polar orbit, you heard Frank Borman say, plus Jim Lovell discussing the booster. It was Borman who reported sighting the Bogey. This is Gemini Control Houston at 4 hours, 24 minutes into the flight.
Interesting.
4 minutes into the flight?
No, like 5 hours, 4 minutes. Let's see.
It was Borman who reported sighting the Bogey. This is Gemini Control Houston at 4 hours, 24 minutes into the flight.
4 hours, 4.5 hours into the flight. So that's interesting. First one's not bad.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
All right. And then second
Middle
one.
East.
Yeah. Arabian Gulf. Department of War is the agency. let's check this out. United States Central Command submitted a report of an identified anomalous phenomena to the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, ARROW, consisting of 9 seconds of footage from an infrared sensor aboard a U.S. military platform in 2020. The reporter did not provide any oral or written description of the observation. And then the video description here says, from 6 to 8 seconds in the video, an area of contrast enters the sensor field of view from the bottom left quarter of the screen, follows a generally linear path from the bottom of the screen to the top, and exits from the top left quarter. This video description is provided for informational purposes only. Readers should not interpret any part of this description as reflecting an analytical judgment, investigative conclusion, or factual determination regarding the described event's validity, nature, or significance.
All right.
Let's check this one out. So it looks like we have some sort of airborne video platform with an infrared camera watching a boat on the ocean. So we're looking at about 6 seconds. Something should come in from the bottom left. There it goes. Whoop. Interesting. I mean, that could be anything.
Yeah. I mean, the speed of it is it's easy to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if that's just like a bug or something, and like that's really close to the camera or something, you know.
There does seem to be some sort of trailing particulate or something. I don't know. So here's the thing, and this is gonna probably stand for most of these videos. When you've got filming happening from the air, likely it's coming from some sort of moving object, right? So the object doing the filming is moving. It's focused and centering its camera on this boat, right? So if you imagine this object is, or the aircraft where the camera is moving, it's looking at something in the distance. If something is in between, there's going to be this like parallax effect.
Yeah.
And we don't know what direction the aircraft that's doing the filming is moving. So if it's filming a boat here, and let's say it's going this direction away from the boat, but filming back towards the boat.
Right.
And then let's say there's just like a bird or a balloon that's somewhere in space between the aircraft and the boat. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that object is moving to cross the picture like that. It may just be that it's somewhere in between, and then as as the aircraft is moving, something comes in and out of the film just by the movement of the aircraft doing the filming.
Right.
So we don't know if this is a parallax effect from the aircraft's movement or versus an actual object that is moving with,
it could be a combination
with respect
of both,
to the ground. And yeah, it could be a bird, it could be a drone, it could be a balloon. Obviously we don't know. This isn't definitive. We see in infrared some sort of glowing white. So we also don't know if we're in
which version of
which mode we're in, where white is hot or black is hot.
Right. Yeah, because you would assume the boat on the water would be cold.
Probably warmer than the surrounding ocean, but that depends on, well, it says it is in the in the Middle East, in the Arabian Sea. So I don't know what the water temperatures are like there.
I don't know either.
How hot of a day it is, right? So if it's warm water, but it's like a super sunny day and the sun's beating down on this metal ship, so maybe it's showing that black is hot because the ship is warmer than the surrounding waters.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
In which case, this object would be cold. I don't know. Not definitive.
Not definitive, exactly.
It is a UAP. It's unidentified. Right?
And it also begs that, like, the person who filmed this was logged, and maybe somebody who's watching the film later thought it was interesting. And was like, we'll throw it over here and then unidentified stuff.
Right.
There was no description of the video from the person who took the video.
Right.
So it's not like it was something that they flagged right away.
Right. Okay, so that's second video.
Nice.
All right, we got Arabian Gulf, Department of War. We got a 5-second video here. Faint area of contrast enters the sensor field of view from the bottom half of the right edge of screen and proceeds right to left across the corner of the frame and exits the scene from near the center of the bottom edge of the screen. And the same sort of disclaimer about the description.
All right, let's see it. Seems like I might make a big turn here.
Yeah. So again, looks like we've got
some sort of high altitude filming of a island or something, some sort of like island base.
Right. And yeah, so it looks like this is probably filmed from some sort of aircraft.
Yeah.
All right, let's check this out. Yeah, I saw it. Did you see it?
That was quick.
So it comes across down this direction.
Yeah.
I mean...
Do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You notice when it loops, the entire angle is changing here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a slight bit. So this aircraft is flying...
Could be away
to our, at least somewhat to our right, because it's rotating the island around a little bit.
It looks like it might be flying away.
Yeah, like maybe away and to the right a little bit from the perspective of the video.
Right.
So that means if the aircraft is going right and this object is going left, again, this could be a parallax effect. So it's hard to say, again, in this case.
Any information out of it.
Yeah. Get a little closer to the mic there.
Yeah, you're not getting any information from that thing.
All right. So we're on this guy. I really would like to. Oh. Okay. You want to read this one?
The United States Central Command submitted a report of an unidentified anomalous phenomena to the All-Domain Anomalous Resolution Office, or ARROW, consisting of 1 minute and 3 seconds of video footage from an infrared sensor aboard a U.S. military platform in 2020. The original reporter digitally altered the imagery by pausing the video playback and adding a white line encircling an area of interest at timestamp 10 seconds, annotated with the phrase U-I, or U/I, small thermal signature. ARROW did not edit the originally reported material, and this media is presented as received. And then it just says the contrast brightens within the sensor field of view, becoming increasingly distinct against the background. Playback pauses to display the white line encircling the area of interest. Playback resumes with the sensor panning to track the area of contrast against the background, generally maintaining the area of contrast position within the top third of the display area. During this period, the sensor cycles through several contrast and zoom settings. This video description is provided for informational purposes only.
Yeah, this is their disclaimer that they have on each one. They've got that disclaimer and the disclaimer about the redactions. Yeah. Which is unfortunate because they should at least declassify some of these redactions,
so you know
unredact some
telemetry.
Of these. Yeah, just like a little bit about where are we or what direction are we? What cardinal direction are we looking? Are we looking up? Are we looking down?
Right.
You know? Right. So it looks like we have what appears to be clouds in the background. So
could be down or up, but
right. We could be above the clouds looking down. We could be below the clouds looking up. Hard to say. Let's check it out though. Oh, there's the object. UI small thermal signature. Looks like they changed modes there. There it is. Flying behind the redaction.
Then a crop circle pops up on the ground. That's what those look like. Those little orbs that we're seeing in the crop circles.
Right, right.
It looks like whatever this camera is, like they're tracking it.
Yeah, they definitely are.
They're trying to stay with it. Just can't tell if it's like, I mean, I can tell it's moving, but in what context?
Right.
And then another change of modes here, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and then it ends there.
Oh, that was the end. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be a lot of these little orb-looking things.
I don't know that any of these are going to be, I mean, they all seem to fall within that sort of like legalese we read about they're unidentified, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these could be drones, could be birds, could be balloons.
Yeah.
Maybe they are UFOs. How do we know? Like maybe they are actual craft, but
maybe the theory that birds aren't real
they're just transforming. Love it. All right.
Let's maybe go to a different region. So there's Africa.
Okay.
Indo-Pacific. There's
Djibouti.
Greece.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So this
a commercial plane or maybe military, but
like
within 30,000 feet. Looks like 11 seconds.
Yeah.
Let's see raw.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, saw it. That was fast.
That's really fast.
Oh, was that another one? Or
I think it's looping. Yeah. Trying to see where it comes out of. It's like right down in that canyon area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
kind
like
of
it's popping up
originating over.
No? Oh, no, yeah, I see it go further now.
Yeah.
Over there more. Oh, a little further back, too.
You really? I didn't see it that far. Oh, yeah, just barely faintly, you can see it. Yeah.
Like almost just left low of the crosshair. You can faintly see it come across, which that looks like fast. That, whatever that is moving fast.
Well, again, it's all relative because we can tell by the progression of this footage that
we're going down and into that valley,
right?
Into that.
We're looking in the direction of the travel of the aircraft.
Yeah.
That is doing the recording. So
it's moving past the aircraft.
And that's the thing with perspective and visuals is if you don't have anything to reference, like there's nothing there at that dot that tells us the size of the dot, right? So it could either be close and it's not necessarily moving that fast. It just looks like it is because of how close it is, right? Or it could be far and closer to the ground, in which case that would represent quite a fast speed. But we have no way to tell the difference because all we have is a point source, basically.
We have no idea how far away it is, or what kind of angle it's actually coming in at.
Yeah.
Still interesting, though.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely UAP, right? They're unidentified. They're anomalous. Who knows what it is?
Yep.
Okay. East China Sea. I don't want to miss. I want to make sure, because a couple of these are really good. I don't want to miss. Let's check this one out. Now that actually seems to be like illuminated and flickering.
Yeah. Still can't tell how. Like that looks stationary. Whatever we're looking at, or whatever we're looking through.
Well, it seems like the camera is panning to keep up with whatever it's trying to track here.
It seems like it's looking up.
I think it's looking down.
Can we go back to the beginning real quick?
Yeah.
What it was looking at before?
Yeah, because that looks like a coastline or something.
Yeah. But then look where the camera goes after that. It goes down. So yeah, I guess we're looking down.
Like this seems to be over the ocean.
Something, some moving across a body of water.
Right.
Or underneath it, potentially.
Yeah, I feel more confident in this one based on the movement of the camera that this thing is moving and the camera is having to keep up to try and track it.
Yeah.
The other ones weren't so clear that was the case.
Imagine it's looking at its own reflection in the water. And that the flashes are just the infrared like camera.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to track like that you shouldn't have to pan that hard to follow your reflection.
Yeah, once you get a lock on it, it should stay right there, right?
Right.
That's true.
It would only change with the lighting.
Right.
Or your turning.
Right.
Aircraft. This thing seems to be moving.
Yeah, it does. Dude, getting technology to fly in space is cool and all, but getting technology to, which is probably the same technology, to go under the oceans and just like take like a 10-minute cruise to Hawaii in your underwater freaking USO.
Dude, how rad would that be? Okay, so we did this one. Let's
just rapid fire some of these.
Yeah. 4 minutes, this video. Well, 5 minutes. There's an object. Is that a second one there? No? Artifact?
Yeah, it must be like a... I don't know, it's flashing in and out, though.
Yeah, they seem to be trying to track it. It's a really noisy video.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, and behind the redaction. There we go. It looks like whatever mode they're in, it's not a good mode for this. Look, it almost look. Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's a much better mode.
I was trying to catch it again.
Yeah.
Switch Switch modes again back. Looks like they lost it.
This is some grainy stuff, this one.
Yeah.
Did it catch it again?
I can't see anything.
Keep an eye on it. I'm going to see what a description says.
Oh, there we go. It's coming back into view.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. It looks like it slowed down and then it just took off again. Oh, there's more. Oh, wait. What the hell?
We're looking at clouds.
Is that clouds?
Looks like it's supposed to come back. Well, what is it? Censoring
Why is it
there?
redacting that?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the real UFO.
Right?
That's the thing that they can verify. That's the resolved
I think
one.
it's about to catch it again based on the description. Is it this dot?
No, it's definitely not that. That's like locked in and
Yeah.
the same spot.
That's just blinking. Yeah. Where's it at? They're looking around for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one isn't impressing me.
I can't see much of anything. It's,
Oh, there we go.
no, just went right by it.
Huh.
Okay.
Let's check out the next one. This one also in the Arabian coast or Gulf. Looks like we're looking at some sort of ship.
That's some audio here.
Yeah, definitely some sort of tanker.
Hotel Alpha Alpha, call Bahrain East 132.12. 132.12, Hotel Alpha.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Hmm.
Well,
Barely see the object in this mode.
looks like we're looking through somebody's eye.
Yeah.
See that? It kind of looks like a reflection
Well,
of an eye.
It's a reflection of the looks like infrared light reflecting inside the camera housing. I see that
Yeah.
all the time doing work with video
Okay,
surveillance
yeah.
cameras.
But it looks like an eye, which is crazy.
Yeah, it does. Huh. Okay, well, another dot. Again, kind of
Yeah.
inconclusive.
I know there's some good ones in here.
Yeah. All right, what else we got here? East China Sea. This one has some shape to it. We got 9 seconds. Let's check this out.
Yeah, zero context.
No context. Let's see what the description says. United States Indo-Pacific Command submitted a report of an unidentified anomalous phenomenon to the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, consisting of 9 seconds of video footage from an infrared sensor aboard a U.S. military platform in 2024. The report did not provide oral or written description of the observation. Sensor focuses on an area of contrast that resembles a football-shaped body with 3 radial projections, 1 oriented vertically and 2 oriented downward at a 45-degree angle relative to the major axis of the main mass. Which makes it, that description sounds like a blimp shape. Which, I guess, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Seems to be like waving.
Yeah,
like
some sort of
maybe
like heat signature or like just like the distance of it.
Yeah, like maybe just like refraction of the light through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Huh.
I've seen this one posted online.
Yeah.
Over the last day or so.
We got one here from Greece.
2024.
United States Central Command submitted a report to Aero consisting of 1 minute and 5 seconds of video captured via multiple sensor modalities aboard a U.S. military platform in 2024. Described the UAP as diamond-shaped and moving at approximately 434 knots. The observer also reported that the UAP was only detectable via shortwave infrared. So the screen is split into 2 viewing areas for the first 10 seconds of the video, with the right side displaying electro-optical footage and the left displaying shortwave infrared. So this should only be visible on the left side of the screen, is what they're saying?
Yeah, I think.
All right, let's check this out. Look, oh, I can see it on the right, but not the left. It seems the opposite of what they said. Whoa. Yeah, it's like diamond shape with like a thing dangling, like almost like a balloon.
Yeah.
That could just be a balloon. I don't know. Hmm. $434 knots is fast,
That's
though.
pretty fast. Wow. It looks like it's moving fast just based on how they're panning so quickly.
They switched into color for a second. Huh. All right.
Yeah.
These are getting a little better. Why don't we take a break and we'll move on to the next page of videos here.
All right. We'll see y'all in a minute.
Hey guys, this is Dean from the future doing editing here, and unfortunately I have to apologize to you guys, but something happened and Drew's microphone stopped recording, so we got none of his audio for the last segment here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the outro here, and we'll see you guys next week. Spoiler alert for, well, I guess not really a spoiler because you'll never see it, but during the last segment we do go over some more videos, and our general takeaway at the end of the show is that it's cool that we're getting this release, but nothing released was really groundbreaking, and none of the videos were anything super special. But as I'm sitting here editing, there's been another release, and so you can expect us next week or on the next show to go over some of that. And there is some cool stuff in that one that I found so far. So look forward to talking to you guys about that stuff. You can check us out at dualitycheck.net to find links to all of our social accounts. It would help if you would like or subscribe. It's free and helps the show. And on our website there, you can find links to all of our episodes and all of our topics. And we hope to see you guys next week, where we'll definitely be covering some more UFO stuff and maybe getting into the Book of Enoch. See you guys next time.